What's up, everybody? Greg Chapman here with the Gentleman Gorilla, and I'm here today with Kerry Ann Gooden, the owner
Mm.
of Alive Wellness CBD in Ocean Beach,
Yes,
correct?
yes.
Yes. So tell us about Alive Wellness, kind of where it's at, why you started, and kind of what you do with the company and all that.
Well, my name is Kerry Ann Gooden. Um, I'm originally from Jamaica, so I'm
Nice.
Jamaican, born and raised. So I did some Marip, straight yard. So yeah, I moved here when I was 16,
Okay.
and I went to high school, finished high school here, and then I went to college, met my hubby, and joined the military together. And that's where we moved to California. I served 8 years, he served 10, and we got into the cannabis industry. Initially, we wanted to get into the weed industry, but how things turned, how the industry was in the beginning with the laws and the fees that you have to pay, we couldn't afford that
It
shit,
was
man.
Companies are still dropping left and right out of the
every
marijuana space.
every every
I
single
mean,
day.
even all the big companies or the small companies, like
Yeah,
all the fun, there's a lot of little fun brands that were around for a long time and they're falling off. Some of them deserve to go because they're like failing lab tests and shit like that.
exactly.
But like some of them are good brands, but they just couldn't keep up with,
The cost.
yeah, the costs, the taxes, the processes, everything in the legal industry is just terrible right now.
And that's another thing with business that people need to know. To start a business, don't start a business on credit only. You need to have money saved up. And one of the things that the military blessed us with and we were able to do was save money. So while I was in the military, I learned how to trade stocks.
Okay, that's pretty
And
cool.
yeah, and I just taught myself. I started going on YouTube. I started reading books for dummies,
Hmm.
for smart folks. I believe in, self-teaching.
Did you read the like Trading Stocks for Dummies book?
Stock trading for dummies, FX trading for
Those were my
dummies.
favorite books. You could learn
They're
something in like
really
a
good.
week.
Yeah, they're really good. And then, have you ever heard about speed reading?
Yeah.
I'm trying to practice that now. I'm not good at it yet, but
I do it sometimes, like, but I feel like it has to do with the subject matter because sometimes it's like
yeah.
it gets to a point where you're like, all right, I understand what they're saying,
Yeah.
and then it's like, all right, you just kind of speed read through. You can read like,
Yeah.
and that's
Policies you kind of have to read specifics, but
yeah.
like stories you could speed read. You know, Textbooks, college. I speed read through a lot of college books just to
Just gonna be
answer
honest and say
discussion
I
questions.
just didn't read them.
Well, just to answer
Oh man,
discussion questions. But yeah, I taught myself how to trade stocks while
that's
I was in
awesome.
the military. And me and my hubby, we just had a great dynamic. We were very successful in the military. So we saved and, we tried to live less. We just lived frugal while we were in the military so that once we got out, we were able to capitalize off all that savings. But unfortunately, we did not know that the cannabis industry was very, very expensive. And sometimes your dreams are bigger than your pockets.
I feel
So,
like that's oftentimes the
yeah,
case.
oftentimes, but you get humbled and then you start learning how to speak. So you got to talk about your business. You got to be passionate about
Hmm.
what you believe in. And we got hustled a couple times. We've lost a couple thousands just on our own mistakes. But overall, now that we're in the CBD business, because that was an easier entry point, because in 2018, in December 2018, President Trump approved the farm bill, the hemp farm bill, and that kind of opened some ways, even though there were still restrictions with banking and all that, but it opened some ways in.
Hmm.
And that's how we started our online store for Alive Wellness. So we started an online store and then we worked our way into now where we were able to save up and get a storefront. And that's where we are now. but
That's awesome.
we
I
had to
think
get investments.
you're what the maybe the third storefront in San Diego because I think
Yeah.
there's one in La Jolla and
Yeah, they
one
have
in
one in La
Old
Jolla.
Town.
Well, they
So
have one in Old Town now?
there was when I was there.
Mm. I think they have one in PB.
Do they?
Yeah, they do. They
Nice.
have one in PB. They
So,
have one in
so
OB now, which is us,
you are
and
OB's
third.
CBD stop. So if you're in OB,
Absolutely.
you go down there, you get some CBD, you play some VR over at Jose's.
Yes, so we are in the Newport Mall.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're trying to revamp that mall space. We have tons of stuff to do in that mall space. We have our CBD store, we have the VR studios, we have the caricature. So you could get you and your boyfriend or girlfriend or
man,
your
caricatures are
son,
fun.
your dog. You
Have
could
you ever
get
done a
them.
caricature?
I had my son get one. I'm gonna get one though because everyone in the mall space is gonna get one because we want it at our store when
Yeah,
people walk in just to support their business as well.
that's pretty
We
cool.
even have an escape room in the mall space.
There's an escape room in
There's
there?
an escape room in there,
What?
and we have a sushi so you could eat, you could shop for jewelry, healing crystals, grab coffee, play games, drop your kids off that's stressing you out, and get some CBD for your anxiety and stress right by my store. You get what I'm saying?
I get
So
what you're
everything
saying.
works together.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy how all our failures and all in business turned out so successful to where my mind flipped because I was so done. Last year I was done.
Mm-hmm.
I was about to give up on the industry and just, throw in the towel. And I prayed about it, and I'm very spiritual. So I prayed about it. I talked to God about it. And I even, talked to my mom, talked to my husband about it. And he's never given up on me. I've never given up on him. And he helped me, like get my confidence back and flip the script in my mind. Because when your mind gets dark, that's a terrible place to
Yeah,
be.
and it's hard to pull out of sometimes.
And it's hard to pull out of sometimes. And sometimes you need support. Sometimes you need to be by yourself. So, you just got to find how you heal.
Mm-hmm.
And once you heal and once you flip that script, your mind just focuses. And I've just been very focused on my goals because I have my whys around me, why I do this. Find your why in life and you can knock any fucking mountain down.
Right, I'm curious, what do you do to, like, what little things do you do to, like, daily remind yourself of your whys? Like I used to write everything, like, on my bathroom mirror. Like, there's, like, a year there when I was, like, going through, like, the best part of the transformation or the deep part.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, my whole mirror was just, like, everything written out.
Wow.
Like, everything.
My husband does that.
Yeah?
He writes stuff. And I don't do that, but sometimes I look at what he writes and it motivates me. So I do notes in my phone.
Notes in your phone?
So every month I set a monthly goal. I started that in November last year, and that's when I flipped the script, November last year. And I started that in November, and ever since then, I've been doing monthly goals. So I'll set monthly goals for my personal,
Okay.
something for business, and something for family. So that's how I remind myself of my why. I set a goal with my family.
That's awesome. And then do you share your goals with everybody? Or do you keep them to yourself?
I did 1 month on my Instagram, but that was just to encourage other people to do it.
Okay.
But I don't share it. I just keep it to myself. Because self accountability is just as important as public, and that's one thing I no longer care about.
I would argue
public.
that it's more important.
What?
Your accountability to yourself.
No,
than
that's
to
what
the
I'm saying.
public, yeah.
Self accountability is way more important than your public accountability, because forget what others think about you.
Mm-hmm.
You have to sleep at night with
Right.
your mind.
Yeah, you have to know what's going on.
Yeah, you gotta be accountable for yourself first before you worry about what other people think. And that's the most important thing, and that's a part of your healing, and that helps in business as well. And a lot of business people that you listen to, I follow Clever Investor on Instagram. He talks a lot about that too,
Okay.
about self-healing, because he went through a process last year himself. So just listening to people that have been successful, that have had to go through mental things even in their success, just shows you that you're never gonna get fully like out of dark spaces. It's just how you get out of them.
Just how
I,
you approach every
how
day.
you approach every day.
You know,
Absolutely.
that is too true. Just and having that positive mindset brings positive things to your life because
Yeah.
you're looking for the opportunities. Like you find what you're looking for.
Absolutely.
If you're looking for things to go wrong, things will go wrong. So
I feel you on that one.
it's definitely how that goes. So you'd mentioned that you started with Alive Wellness being an online store,
Yeah.
and then now you're transitioning and opening up a brick and mortar as well. So I'm curious because that's a new thing that happens. Like it was always, before everything was brick and mortar, so everyone was going to online.
Yeah.
And now, and I mean, there were obvious reasons like lowering costs, because you don't have the storefront to keep up, lowering your overhead, so more profit margins. Like those are the reasons to go online and sell product
Yeah.
online, right? So now, in the day that obviously the internet's gotten to a point, business is established on there, that you can start a business online. I'm curious, to now looking at taking back the storefront
Right.
and like like what are your reasonings behind that? Like, is it to get more involved in the community? Is it to be something tangible and real? Like, I want to know where that's coming from because it's totally a new thing that we're seeing.
Yeah.
Online businesses moving to storefronts.
Yeah. So another strength of mine is my retail background.
Okay.
So while I did 8 years in the military, I did two different jobs. So my last 4 years, I served as a retail operations chief. So when I deployed, I helped to get like McDonald's on our bases and all that stuff. So I learned retail. I worked in retail stores, so I understood the business model on huge company scales, and I get that process of growth because when you're in companies, use that, take advantage of the education that they're offering you for free.
Just pay attention to everything
Pay
that's going
attention
on.
to everything because it will become valuable to you if you ever decide to want to do something for yourself. So those are things that I am having to pull from my brain housing group. That's a military term. So I have to pull it from that, my memory to see what, I did in the military.
So
Then,
wait, brain housing group?
yeah, in your brain. So I just had to pull it back from my memory.
That's a fun military term. I haven't heard that one before.
Yeah. So
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. That one just got.
No, it's
that
all
was
good.
funny.
So yeah, so I just had to pull from that, and then after I transitioned out the military, I interned before I transitioned with 7-Eleven. They ended up
okay.
hiring me on full time before I transitioned out.
That's
So
cool.
I was blessed to have a job before I transitioned out. So I transitioned out with 7-Eleven as a business consultant. So I learned franchising models.
Ooh, that's a good one to learn.
Yeah, so I took advantage of the education they offer you, school, like free schooling to learn their model, and you could use that for yourself too because that's something that you're gonna forever have, as an asset to yourself. So learning that when I started the online store, we weren't generating much sales because remember we had lost a lot of our money for business that was allocated for business, trying to start in the cannabis industry. So now we have to start marketing on our own. So everything we're doing, we're pulling from our assets ourselves. So we're tired, we're burned out, we're trying to market on Instagram, we're trying to sell products, we're trying to learn how to build a website on Wix, all of that, and then still having challenges with payment processing online. So online is difficult still in the cannabis industry for payments. So having a storefront.
There's only a small amount of banks that'll even work with CBD companies.
Absolutely. Exactly. Still, even today, even though the bill was passed back in 2018.
Wow.
So moving to the storefront gave us the advantage of having people walk in asking questions rather than having to Google and read through 3,000 reasons of what is CBD, what is this good for. You could come to my store right by the airport, San Diego airport. When you pull off the airport, you could Google my store. I am within 5 miles of the airport.
That's awesome.
You could come enjoy the ocean beach. We are right by Sunset Cliffs. You could enjoy a hemp pre-roll from my store, smoke it, enjoy the cliffs, and watch the sunset. What more can you ask for? That's an asset to me, and people love to ask questions, and they come in and they don't even, sometimes me and my husband are amazed because we're thinking like, oh, they're gonna, ask a lot of questions. Sometimes they come in, they're like, what do you recommend?
Yeah.
Because they think you're an expert. They come and think you're the subject matter expert in CBD,
Because you have the CBD store.
and they see your face. On online, I don't know if your source is
Yeah.
trusted, but I know if I buy it from you and it doesn't work, I could come back to your store and tell you like, hey lady, now
Listen
this
here.
thing you said that was supposed to help my anxiety, I'm still anxious every day. So you know what I mean? So it's that face-to-face contact. It's different with drugs or anything that's, for healing.
Mhm.
I like to see who I'm buying my healing crystal from. I don't want to order it offline. That's not something like even underwear, I want to feel it before I buy it. So CBD right now, it's like a delicacy because I'm about to pay you $70
Yep.
for
For
a
this little
rub.
bottle.
And I'm never going to see your face. But if I could come in your store, I know who you are. And I could come back and tell you, hey, this doesn't work. But for me, I'll tell you, hey, maybe try this. And if that doesn't work, I'll give you your money back. But that's the difference right now that Amazon cannot compete with Kerry Ann and Alive Wellness. Okay?
Yeah. You know, that's a pretty damn good argument for
Yep.
opening up your own storefront. Yeah, it's definitely the market or the public just doesn't know a lot. Even though most of the people in the industry really don't have any idea what's really going on
Yeah.
with how marijuana and THC and CBD works. Like the information is getting updated daily because they're just still figuring it out.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
brand new. So just being so able to, yeah, talk face to face even with somebody, because I mean, you
Absolutely.
can tell when someone's like giving you a bunch of bullshit usually,
Exactly.
and if someone's like
Exactly.
there and this is good for this, like this is the experience, and you're able to actually relate to them,
Yeah.
that's huge
And
because that makes them a CBD user for life.
exactly. And the crazy thing is, I have people that come in the store and then they'll reach out to me online or on Instagram, like, hey, I have a quick question. I stopped in your store and I had this question. So, even though I'm a storefront now, I'm still converting, some sort of interaction online because we still post on our Instagram daily, our Facebook. We're still posting, and even on that, that's restricted because ads. You're
Mm-hmm.
restricted to the ads you could post, to the wording you could
Yeah,
use.
but I
So,
feel like it also makes it easier because focusing on location marketing. It gives you kind of like a magnet for your digital marketing. So you just have to focus on just marketing to OB. And
that's
then,
something I got to learn from you
okay.
because
Yeah,
I'm not good at
so
marketing.
especially now that you have a location, so you can go in and search hashtags for Ocean Beach, San Diego, and also then you'll find lots of popular hashtags used often in that area and by the people around. If you just kind of follow that trail and just follow and interact with all the local people.
Yeah.
And then so build your community to, just get a few hundred people in the community, and that's going to be huge for your location
Mhm.
because that just gives you a much more direct voice just to your neighborhood.
Oh,
Because
okay.
think about how much easier it's going to be just to make everybody in the 2 square miles or whatever the ocean beach is.
Right, because
Versus
their population is still like
yeah,
a million
because
plus.
then when people come into town, so you have your digital marketing all set up, you make
Yeah.
your business highly searchable online. So there's no way if somebody types in CBD store in OB that you aren't number one. So that's something you can take care of. And then you go and you make sure that everyone
Bingo.
in OB knows who you are. So if they're in OB and just ask somebody, say, hey, do you know like CBD or THC stuff? And they'll be like, no, but you can go over here.
Yeah.
Like,
I got some of my friends and my husband and I, my brother-in-law too. We just been passing out flyers on the weekend. So, on the weekend,
mm-hmm.
people come to the beach. So we get a influx of tourists and
Yeah.
even locals.
And the
So
OB
they've been
Farmers
passing out
Market every Wednesday.
exactly. We're gonna try and capitalize off that
They're
because I
literally
remember you
bringing the
spoke
whole
to
city to
Jose
you.
about that
Mm-hmm.
too, and we're gonna try and capitalize off of that OB market, even though we're not a part of the market. We're gonna try and figure out how
Yeah.
to become a part of it and make our store a part of it because we lose so much business on Wednesdays because of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it should be reversed.
It should absolutely be reversed. Literally, the whole city is being brought to your doorstep.
Yeah,
It's just you just got to figure out a way to speak the language of the Wednesdays.
true.
You know,
Yeah,
also without stepping on the OB farmers market's feet.
absolutely.
You know, because you don't
Yeah,
want to take
we
away
need
from them. But
Yeah, because they bring the people still.
yeah,
So we need them.
don't bite the hand that
And
feeds,
I like
right?
them because the food is good.
Yeah.
Have you been down there?
Mm-hmm. I
Yeah,
try
it's
to go
really
down
good.
whenever I can. So much good food. There's so
Yeah.
much good food left to try. Have you seen the? It's like pasta in a cone.
What?
It's like they make like a bread dough cone, and then they stuff it with like chicken Alfredo.
I'm trying to stay
Or-
away from bread. I
I
dropped
know,
30,
me too.
32 pounds. I
Hell
am
yeah.
not trying to.
I just did 20.
Yeah,
It's
and I
nice.
did all of it Cannabis Diet.
Go on.
I'm studying a
Go
cannabis
on.
diet right now.
I want to know more
My
about this
husband has
cannabis
lost
diet.
how many pounds have you lost, babe? 40 pounds. And let me tell you what we do.
Okay, I am
So
so interested right now.
pre-workout, one or two blunts, it just depends on that. 3 or 4. Depends on your tolerance. Or a dabby dab. But you just take whatever of your choice. And then pre-roll for me. So I do a pre-roll and 15 minutes, wait, and I'm good. Because I have so many ailments from my military service, I really need it for pain management.
Mm-hmm.
And I got off numerous medications. I'm on 0 medications except for cannabis and natural shit, green juices and all of that. I am done
That's
with
awesome.
traditional medicine. And I take that and then I work out. I'm in the gym for like an hour and a half to 2 hours daily now.
Oh man,
Daily.
getting high before working out is my favorite.
Because
Only-
you last
more with,
longer,
more
right?
with cardio than lifting. I like being sober for lifting.
No,
because-
cardio. That's what
But
I'm
for
doing because
cardio,
I have to
absolutely.
drop. I have
Yeah.
to drop the fat right now.
Right.
Because I gained. I went up to when I touched 200 pounds. I didn't look it, but I was 200 pounds. I was done. It's like I am done. I'm sloppy. I'm ass. I was like, I'm done.
Yeah, I gotta fix this.
Yeah, I gotta fix it for me. That's that self, intrinsic. You have to look inside yourself
Mm-hmm.
and just tell yourself, self, you fucking up.
Time to get your ass in shape again.
Right.
I'm done with
So
this.
yeah, so I do that, and then once I'm done for recovery, I use my CBD stuff. So that's something that I practice because if I'm running a CBD store, I need to know if my products work. So every product that we carry at Alive Wellness, we want someone in the family has tried. Whether it's the
Mhm.
pet products, my dog Cardi, she tries every product, and for the hubby, we try everything before because we have a wide range of issues that we suffer from that we could scale and say, whether or not it's
So
working.
you can actually use your own experience.
Exactly. Yeah, and then we could relate,
Man,
and that's a good thing
Aren't
about
you just such a
storefront.
good salesperson? Actually learning about your products.
Exactly, tricks of the trade.
It's not even a trick. It's just actually being able to make yourself be honest about something.
Exactly. That's one reason why I left corporate America because I'm way too honest.
Yeah.
and I
I mean, it's
can't.
things like maybe you have a great product in there that lots of other people have said they love, but it just doesn't work for you. Like, you can still say that,
Exactly.
but
Exactly. But
but
I
then
could
so
tell you that it works for me because I've tried it.
yeah,
And I have turned away products before because I don't believe in it. And I've told them I honestly don't, or I don't like the taste of your product. I'm very honest, and I can't help it. So I just felt like with all the assets that I've gained from corporate America and from my military experience, let me use my assets to be honest as fuck in my business.
right.
And that's it.
I love that.
Yeah.
All right. So, um, what's next for Alive Wellness? How do you plan to like grow and get involved in
I'm
the
so
community
excited
more?
about that question. So next for Alive Wellness. So I have something in the works for my home country, Jamaica.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I already
So
like where this is going.
yeah. So we're trying to put together, me and one of my partners in Jamaica, a live wellness tour. And
Okay.
what this gonna consist of is it's a cannabis store, and something that I found out from my business partner in Jamaica is that Jamaica is now getting into psychedelics. So shrooms,
Really
there's a shroom market in Jamaica now.
interesting.
Yeah, I don't use shrooms, but they're a big thing
I think
now.
they're great. I just had a guy on last week or 2 weeks ago. He's starting a mushroom church here in San Diego.
What?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Right.
Well, let them know I'm trying to do a live wellness
I
tours to
will.
Jamaica. They got psychedelics, they got weed, but what it's gonna entail is like a wellness tour where we're gonna have a private villa. We're gonna make everything all inclusive, meaning transportation from the airport for the whole party. So Hedonism Resort, it's a nude beach.
Okay.
It's a nude resort in the islands. They have a thing where they do group tours. So people every year they sign up for it kind of deal. So you'll know who's coming on your trip. We want to kind of make it like that for people that want to, cuz cannabis is about vibe and energy. So we want to make sure you energize with people that, you guys are cool with.
Yeah.
So we want to make it you pick who's going to be in your group, and it's going to include the transportation, the villa, the tours to the Bob Marley Museum, secret places like the real tour of Jamaica with the Rastafarians. You'll get to walk through the ganja farms that are approved through
I want to go
the
on this
co-op.
trip.
Yes.
This sounds like so much fun.
So my business partner, he's a part of the cannabis industry in Jamaica currently, and he's also in the tourism sector.
Okay.
So I was able to get that advantage already, to where I have someone with that knowledge, the industry knowledge right now of what's going on in Jamaica. So that's my dream for Alive Wellness, to branch off into touring my country and bringing tourism back and letting people know that my country is beautiful as hell, man. Like, the water is beautiful.
Right.
You smoke the real weed, sativa, cannabis
Mm,
sativa, and
it's
and
my
just
favorite.
relax and see the real culture. Go visit Bob Marley Museum. Go visit his grave. It's a sight. I took my son and my husband, and we went, and it was just a great experience. So experience all that stuff, and that's one thing. Then the other thing Jose and I are going to be working on is Happy Vet.
And
So that's an initiative for us. We're veterans. He's Army, I'm Marine Corps, and
with green ammo,
well,
you gonna work with
yeah,
him with
he's
green ammo or?
nonprofit. That's his nonprofit, but we're trying to do a YouTube channel together,
Okay.
called Happy Vet. Probably do some merch too eventually, but we want to start with the YouTube channel. And what it is really is, for veterans, we feel like everybody just thinks we're disgruntled vets, we're angry vets, we're this, we're that, but you never associate a veteran with happiness. Like, you never think about a veteran being happy. And it's also for us coming together too, because a couple weeks ago I started calling some of my old friends from the military, and the smiles on their face, I just video call them. the smiles on their faces and my face, it was like we went back in time. Because one thing is when you leave the military, you detach
Mhm.
from those brothers and sisters that you served with, you fought with, and then now you're back home where no one relates to you because they never served. You
Yeah.
know, you went back home after 4 years and you're a different person, but you're back in the same environment. You know, like not having that
It's almost
connection.
like going back. I know exactly that feeling. It's like time didn't move as fast there,
Right,
you know?
right. Time stood still. So the same girl that you dated back in high school, she's working at the same place
Yeah.
or she's working down the street.
Mhm.
So, you know, you think about all of that and I just wanted to create something. Me and Jose wanted to create something where we have a space but through cannabis. So, we're healing through cannabis because that's where I found my healing at. I never consumed cannabis before 2017. Never in my life, except for drinking tea back when my grandma boiled the tea in Jamaica. So I had that my whole life. Maybe that's why I was so smart, you know, and had no idea why. But you know, we consumed it as a daily practice, so I didn't know that cannabis was a bad thing until I came to America. But I never smoked
Yeah.
weed until 2017.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I'm lucky enough. I grew up in Colorado, and it was about as cannabis friendly as it gets. I mean, it's still
Right.
illegal, but you know, I mean, I started like ninth grade.
Yeah, we visited Colorado like 2 years ago. I love it there. It's really nice.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, we went to Denver. It was really beautiful there. Yeah,
Mhm.
you're from a great place.
Oh yeah, I'll be living there. My goal this year is to be able to live there and here part time.
Oh, wow.
So, yay for being a digital marketing company.
I know. So before
Everything
we
from the
close, I
laptop.
got one question for you. What knowledge can you impart on me right now as I'm transitioning and growing and having all these dreams and passion? What can you impart as a business that today is your third year in business today? Congratulations
Oh,
again.
thank you very much. Yeah, that one snuck up on me. But I would say um, just be loud with your story is, and tell it every platform that you can as often as you can. And start small. Just think about getting one um, one person in your community at a time. You know, be like, hey, like bring somebody in because you're in the OB community.
Yeah.
So just reach out to one person at a time, make friends with them, and then take it from there. And it'll just slowly grow, and then you'll just become an OB staple.
Yeah.
But yeah, share your story, be open and honest, give people a chance to connect with you and why you're doing it. Because I think that's what's important these days. Is really, I think people are craving community, like real
True.
community. And there's ways to build stronger communities online than what it's been. Like
Yeah.
it's been skin deep, but you can still build tighter knit communities online. But then now that you have the brick and mortar, just definitely just bring them all in.
Okay.
Just give them customer hugs. Be like, we love you. We appreciate you. And make sure they know that you appreciate them.
Okay.
And then they'll just love you for that. So
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I appreciate you. This was a fun podcast.
I agree. I loved it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. So
Invite me back anytime.
I will, absolutely. Tell the people where they can find you, your website, your social media handles, your address, your phone
Yes.
number.
Oh man.
You have all of them now.
Yes, we lit.
Yeah.
So you could find us on Instagram at Alive Wellness US. You could find us on Facebook. You could search Alive Wellness or at Alive Wellness US. You could find our website at www.alivewellnessus.com. Our phone number is 619-890-7689. You could call that during our store hours from 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. Tuesday through Saturdays. 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Sundays. And our address is 4967 Newport Ave, Suite 10, San Diego, California, 92107.
Damn, doesn't that feel good?
Yo, that was long as hell.
Yeah.
When I went to High Times, my shit was just at Alive Wellness US.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, I have an address, a phone number.
Operating
That's
hours.
the best part about business. The
Mm-hmm.
growth, watching your business
Yeah,
grow.
I love that you have set operating hours.
Oh
That's
yeah.
good because
Oh
you
yeah.
still got to be able to do everything else in your life,
Yes.
and you
Oh
still
yeah,
have and you still have to run the digital
people.
side
I
of the
love my
company. and
hubby. I love my son.
everything. Hell yeah,
So I have time for them, and I have time for my people and digital. You're right.
that's smart.
Thank
All
you
right.
so
Thank
much,
you.
Greg. I appreciate
Can't
it.
look. I'm looking forward to the next one already.
Thank you. Thank y'all for watching. Love y'all.
Thanks, Ted.